Hi, future people, and welcome to Great Uncle John's weekly video log. It is Sunday, April the 8th, 2018. This is episode 14. It has been a cold week, a bit of snow, but mostly sunny and windy and cold. Spring is taking her sweet time this year. My week was short. It was Easter Monday this past week and a compressed work week, so I had Friday off. So I had lots of time to feel guilty about not getting chores done around the house. The big thing for us right now is decluttering and collecting items up for a spring yard sale. So stay tuned for the spring yard sale edition of the video log. Let me see. In provincial politics, the latest polls have Doug Ford poised to win a majority. I hope not, but I don't think it will be the apocalypse that maybe some people are predicting. He's not qualified, but best case scenario is a minority government, and then the populist chaos will be held to a minimum. I'm still hopeful the NDP and Liberals can pull off enough seats to maybe at least keep it close and form a coalition if necessary, or at least keep Ford in check. Nationally, 15 hockey players were killed and 15 were injured in a bus collision in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. I think it was yesterday, and it's one of those tragedies that really reaches out of the news and grabs your heart. I think it's a truism that the more you can relate to those suffering, the more you can feel it yourself. So sometimes I think I'm desensitized, but I don't know, I can still feel, and I can certainly feel this and the pain of the families involved in this. I'm feeling disappointed in my pot stocks this week. All pot stocks and all stocks in general across the board are getting massacred. If I had more money, I might average down and buy some more stocks that I own right now on the cheap to bring down the average share price. And at this point, I'm not really investing. It's a step above roulette tables, but not quite investing. It is a gamble, the stock market. But I enjoy roulette as well, and I'm not betting more than I can afford to lose, so I let it ride. And of course, the whole stock market is being hurt by Trump's fuckery. Vlad Putin continues to be the winner in all of this as his Manchurian candidate wreaks havoc in the so-called free world. It was just an average week of corruption from cabinet officials and Stormy Daniels' lawyers saying they know who threatened her in an escalating trade war with China that's messing with the stock markets. The U.S. government slapped some sanctions on some Russian oligarchs while Trump still remains silent about Putin. So that to me says that the American government is now largely ignoring their own president. He's like the drunk uncle they are just sort of humoring. We started watching a Netflix series that chronicles Trump's career. It's quite informative and not entirely unflattering. Even his enemies have to admit that he has had a pretty incredible life of accomplishing things, up to and including the presidency. If he was underhanded and deceitful and unethical and financially and morally bankrupt, those were just the tools that he used, and he can be judged by, but here he is anyway. He's the president. I was struck by the old footage that showed Trump has the same simplistic, bombastic way of speaking and many of the same catchphrases and the snake oil wagon presentation, even the same hair and the attack on anyone, including the media, that questions him as he had back in the 90s. I remember him being a joke in the 80s and 90s, but I guess the joke is on us now. Trump's like a clown with three personalities. There's the goofy Trump, who is such an incompetent dick, he's funny. And then there's the scary Trump, who is such an incompetent dick that he could kill us all or mess up our retirement pensions. And then there's the boring Trump, who I think we're living through right now, who's repeating the same shtick, telling the same one-liners, preaching to the ever-shrinking base of racists and hayseed nihilists who seem to like him. I've noticed a change in the tone of news coverage lately. Granted, I listen to almost exclusively liberal-leaning sources like CNN and MSNBC and Canadian channels, but they have gone from questioning the veracity of the president's statements to just flat-out calling him a liar and a fraud. There's no facade of respect anymore. You future people are lucky that this is all over and you probably have a new and fresh set of scandals and threats to worry about. Or perhaps all this seems quaint and you are nostalgic for Trump's buffoonery. I guess we'll see. In YouTube land, some nut walked into the YouTube headquarters in California and shot a couple of people, luckily not killing them, but she killed herself. Apparently she was very upset that her page was demonetized, or perhaps they were filtering her views or something. She had a number of videos with hundreds of thousands of views, but they weren't making any money. So I really don't know how the ad system works on YouTube. Perhaps they just had a hard time matching up ads to her content, which was quite bizarre if you look at it. I imagine she did, as she had at least 1,000 subscribers, as she had a fairly big audience in the Persian community apparently, but her content was quite odd, which may have scared off advertisers. It's too bad on many levels that she flipped out. The content that I saw was weird, but in sort of a surrealist, dadaist kind of way. And YouTube needs more artistic weirdos and experimenters, not less. So, excuse me, so tragic on all levels. And I have been complaining in recent logs about the YouTube monetization scheme. Hopefully it doesn't come across as ranting. My response, make more videos and try to get my subscriber numbers up, even if it takes a while. Like Jesus said, render on to Caesar that which is Caesar's, and YouTube is Caesar and owns the platform, and if we want to play there, we have to accept their rules. The fact is, they are really the primary game in town for monetizing video content that people might actually watch. I don't think Facebook shares in their monetization. I'm looking at the word count, and I think I may bring this down to under 10 minutes this week. I know I promised a breadfruit video last week. I'm still working on it. Hopefully I'll post again next Sunday. Be safe in your future week ahead. Thanks.